Hello, hello. I'm Robert Dylan Vasquez, and you're watching The Couch Casuals. And this is my lovely, beautiful co-host,
Kyle Diorio. Welcome to a late night edition of the Couch Casuals.
We're doing this due to scheduling issues, but I can
No
guarantee
issues.
I can guarantee you that it's going to be action-packed. We have a load to talk about. Let's go, Kyle.
Let's do it.
You made some provocative picks this weekend, or this past weekend, I should say.
I think we both did.
Are you calling me a casual?
I'm saying this first card is a major casual alert. We screwed the pooch here.
Whoop, whoop,
Pretty bad.
whoop. Casual alert. Okay. If we can start we had some picks. Let's go through the main card, and then we can get to the rest of the stuff that we have for the rest of the show.
Yeah, let's break down the main card.
Okay.
That's the meat of the show here.
So, a surprise for I think both of us. This wasn't on the main card, but Drew Dober got knocked out.
Yeah,
Giga Chin? Giga Chin?
Didn't expect a knockout. I do like Matt Frivola.
Steamroller Frivola.
But him knocking him out in the first, it was a little contested by Drew, but when he went down, he was out.
I'd say.
When he was falling, he was out, which is insane.
What do you think about?
If you watched, go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
I was going to say if the audience had seen the Bobby Green fight with Drew, he took a lot of punishment in that fight.
Now that
just kept coming.
That definitely has a wane on your chin and on your career in general.
It does.
What do you think about Matt Frivola's call out of Patty the Batty?
I think he destroys Patty. I don't think it's going to be a good night for old Patty. I'm rocking with Steamroller.
So
sorry, I know Patty's your boy.
Stop it.
He didn't really beat Jared Gordon.
It was controversial.
It was close.
It was casual.
It was definitely
it was a casual pick.
It's casual.
I won on DraftKings.
Steamroller.
No.
Hey.
Patty Pimblett, you absolutely suck. That's a tough sentence coming out of somebody who's fighting versus somebody who's recovering from like surgery, you know?
Sure. Look, I want Patty to be good. I like Patty, but that last fight, if we're basing off the last two fights between these two guys have had,
you're only as good as your last fight. Yeah.
Looks insane.
Which, have you watched any of Patty's Cage Warriors fights? Looks insane.
I think I've seen one.
Is it the one where he throws up 14 pounds of chocolate or whatever? Anyways.
It may have been, actually. But let's say Matt Frivola knocked out Iron Chin.
Giga Chin. Anyways, that was the leading fight into the main card, which we're going to get to now. Kron Gracie versus Charles Jourdain. Now, I was kind of back and forth on this. I'll just go ahead and go first. And I ended up rocking with Kron because of Nate. And where did that land me, Kyle?
It's not a good spot.
Not the best.
Not great.
He kind of got whooped, huh? You know?
He didn't even seem like he cared. Like, when you watch a fight, and it just seems like the guy doesn't really care.
Yeah.
And there were reports after the fact that he wasn't really interested in being there for any of it.
Which, if you watched any UFC embedded or you watched any kind of interviews, like, that's obvious. Like, you could definitely tell, like, he's trying to not be bigger than the event, but kind of, like, be over the event, like, all the hype and stuff. So, go ahead.
This fight, in a lot of ways, summed up the majority of the card, and it was a little underwhelming overall.
I'd say, in a way. Charles Era Jourdain. He always puts on a show
He did, yeah.
despite his record and opening up the main card. Like that's not the easiest spot to do because you're on the main card, yes, but when are you catching eyeballs and how do you catch eyeballs and how many people know the Gracie name and what it's worth, and I just don't know how Charles was going into this fight, but he definitely showed a performance of the night, in my opinion.
He did good. I mean,
I got that
I
wrong,
take
right?
nothing away from him. You got that wrong. I rocked with Jourdain. There's not much else to say. He was really good. Kron really wasn't.
Okay, we don't have to talk too much. On to the next.
Yeah.
Movsar Evloev. I saw that on the broadcast. It's Evloev, right?
Yes, that sounds right.
And then Diego Lopez.
Diego Lopez.
The Karen haircut. Man.
Dude. Fight of the night. It was a really good fight. It was a shocking fight. Let me be honest. Like I had no clue what Lopez was bringing to the table here.
Of course.
So, and he was in it to win it. He put on a show. He threatened Movsar multiple times. It looked like Lopez could have potentially ended the fight. That knee bar attempt into the first round, I believe. Maybe second.
I'm not sure.
Doesn't matter. It looked pretty gnarly, and Movsar was just chilling with it. But it was a great fight. That would have been insane. If he got it maybe 30 seconds earlier.
I don't mess with the knees.
Scary.
I can throw arm bars. I can throw whatever, but I don't mess with legs. I don't go waist down. I'm not John Danaher or whatever. I'm not like,
man.
I ignore half of the body. I don't ever mess with knees. People, whatever. In my minimal training, I don't mess with knees.
That's fair.
Now, moving on, I agree. Great fight. Didn't really know what was going to happen. You can expect the undefeated guy to remain undefeated, especially with somebody with a lot of experience, yes, but as a casual, an admiral, but average record in Diego Lopez. Yes. I told you, if Jessica Andrade didn't come in with what colored hair?
Rosy blue hair.
She was getting starched by Jan Xiaonan. Okay?
You know what? That's like the pick of the week there. You calling it hair color and all. And it was Xiaonan, though. I got that part right.
Xiaonan? Like Shaolin, but Xiaonan?
Yes.
Hey, you know them Asian women, right?
Xiaonan. That was also an insane knockout. It's another one that I really didn't see happening like that.
Definitely like a shocker. Like,
whoa. Jessica's a bit of an iron chin herself.
And then she hit her with the hammer fist.
I know, she came down hard with it too. Just boom. She was going for the kill.
Hello? Oh yeah. I called it. It's fine.
Hey, you did. That's a pick of the week material right there. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, the POW or POTW.
I wanna look at the strawweight rankings really quick.
Go ahead.
I feel like this is probably an interesting spot.
Because you have Shevchenko.
I don't know if this is updated. I think this is not updated, but she was sixth.
How? It was Saturday, and they usually update the rankings on Monday.
Whatever link I pulled up, I don't think is updated.
Sure.
She was sixth. Andrade was fourth. Does Zhang Weili have a confirmed next fight? I don't know. I don't feel like I've heard anything.
I'm not sure if she has a confirmed next fight, but it would not be Rose, right?
I don't think it would be
We
Rose.
haven't heard
She's
from
been away
Rose.
for a while.
We haven't heard from Rose.
Not since the loss. Do you give it to Zhao Nan? That was a pretty good performance. I feel like that's one of those kind of performances you could fight, could argue
Oh,
your way into a title shot.
oh. Kyle, let me ask you this. Despite who was champion before and the number one contender of now, something fresh, something new, Yan Xiaonan versus Zhang Weili in China? What does that
I mean,
say?
that was brought up, wasn't it? I do. How hard is it? I wonder. I don't even want to know the politics and the logistics of planning an event for China. I don't. The fight. I think it'd be a good fight. They're both clearly very talented. I did not expect the Andrade knockout. Yeah, I'm with that. I'm with that being a title fight. Probably you said co-main. Does it feel like a main?
Probably.
If it's in China, it's a main event, right?
If it's a fight night in China, it's a main event.
A title.
You doing a pay-per-view in China?
This whole thing, yeah, it's a little odd. I don't know what you do with that. Has there ever been a title on a fight night? I don't actually know.
Do you want to look it up or do you want me to look it up?
Let's check it out. Let's look it up.
I can't wait to talk about the nap that I took in between the Jessica Andrade Yan fight versus the Aljamain Sterling Cejudo fight. That was man, I was so sleepy and I just needed just a 25-minute.
I don't.
Go ahead.
Right thing. You know what? I don't know. Did you see it somewhere?
No, I didn't. I was talking about the nap I took.
We'll skip past that then.
So you have the Bilal Muhammad Gilbert Burns fight, which I tell you,
a barn burner, baby. I'm kidding.
I mean, that's
You're
news.
right.
That's
here
news
as well.
to me. Which if I was gonna have a casual pick of the week, that's what I would use. I told you that this whole fight was gonna be nothing. The whole fight, even if it was a barn burner, is for nothing.
Oh, it wasn't even a barn burner. I was just being sarcastic. It was terrible.
But even if it was a barn burner, it's for nothing. Are you kidding me?
We had a drained Gilbert. At some point, gets severely hurt on his left arm. I believe they said it was that first deep takedown attempt in the first round. He landed on his shoulder. And he didn't do anything with it the rest of the fight. I mean, he couldn't. He was trying to swing with the right, but he just didn't have enough. Bilal could just pick that apart. I think. Oh, I don't want to see another Bilal Muhammad fight. I'm just gonna be real honest with you there.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Should this fight have been 3 rounds?
Probably.
Most likely.
Why was it 5 to begin with?
Maybe some contract negotiation, or Bilal was getting off the couch and Gilbert just fought the last
This was so weird.
100 and something days. He fought Neil Magny, Jorge Masvidal, and then he goes into this fight on 2 weeks' notice or something.
Yeah, and I think I remember John Anik saying that Bilal requested it to be 5 rounds, but I don't remember why.
Lay and pray, hug and tug, whatever he wants to do.
Yeah.
I have no problem casually talking trash on Bilal Muhammad, and that shows in the segment right now, and then the MMA meme of the week. How about that?
Hey, are we segmenting into that real quick?
We're gonna do the main event because
I don't think I haven't seen your meme yet.
I'm gonna send it to you.
I know. but I'm excited to see what it is now.
We're going to go into the main event of this previous card, which, if I'm not mistaken, we both got wrong.
We both got wrong.
Wah, wah. Casual alert.
This fight was a pretty good fight, though. Regardless, it was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. You didn't like it? You didn't have a good time with that fight? I'm not saying it's one of the greatest fights of all time. I'm not saying it's, the most exciting fight, but it was a pretty solid fight. Like, entertainment value, like a B. Do you disagree with that?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
I think a couple of things, if I can casually point to.
Of
I
course.
think Aljo is an Olympic gold medalist as a wrestler. I think he's a champion in whatever he wants to do and decides to do, but he just decided to do MMA with Matt Serra and Ray Longo as coaches. And then his teammates, you got Marab pushing you every day, which shout out to the Thriller jacket, Marab. I think Cejudo dropped the ball big time. I don't think he was worried about Aljo as much as he should have been. I think as of now, right now, am applying for my judge. I'm using an application to be a judge in any commission because I have better eyes than Derek Cleary or whatever his name was that gave Sterling the 5th round.
I think that was one of the clearest Cejudo rounds.
If you were going to judge round by round, yes. And I think that any judge that went against that should just not have a license. And I know that sounds crappy to say, but I could do a better job with an eye patch. And, I don't know. You're talking about Triple C.
These judges are insane.
You're talking about his trajectory. He was going to fight Alexander Volkanovski. I think it was a unanimous decision, right? Or was it split? It was unanimous for Aljo, right?
I believe it was. I believe it was two. What was it? There was 228, 27. And then there was one 29, 26.
Whatever specific numbers there were, it was really tight. It's fine. It wasn't like a robbery or anything. It was a tight fight. Cejudo had a 3-year layoff. Yes. But did Aljo do enough? And then vice versa, did Henry do enough? You gotta beat the champ to be the champ, is what they say. I overheard that.
I've heard that. They say that a lot, I think. When the fight ended, I think everyone that was over here, including myself, did believe Aljo won. I don't know if I could give you a round-by-round breakdown of what I thought, but I think there were some of the close rounds, like the 2 and 3, I think, were the toughest ones to figure out.
Well,
I think you look at the fight.
You're watching as a fan. You're not watching as a judge.
Exactly. I'm not like I gotta figure this one out. But Cejudo does really well early on in one of these rounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Aljo, by the end of the round, is in the same place Cejudo is early.
Of course, yeah.
So when like Joe said, he said it in the broadcast, and it's a very weird thing to say, but it makes so much sense in some of these really close rounds. Is whoever's winning at the end of the round won the round.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so tough because
it's so high school. I was beating his ass for yada yada minutes, but who ends up on top? Or if there was no time limit, Diaz brothers style, which we'll get to later. If there's no time limit, what could have happened? But go ahead.
Exactly. I mean, it was a super close fight. Very some high, a lot of high level stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Henry is not sure what he's going to do next. Understand that. I'd love for him to stick around because as much love him or hate him, he's usually fun to watch pre-fight.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Is that a casual take?
Did you
Is that a
see?
casual alert?
Did you see him on Twitter call out Marab on the Boston card?
I did. I did. I didn't
And
see
you
it on
had your
Twitter.
take anyways?
No, but hold on. I'm about to explain it. I saw that on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like an unofficial page.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't know if that was real or not. And I
Okay.
just seen it like within the last half hour.
Okay.
So if that's confirmed, I'm happy. I'm cool with that.
That's what Triple C wants. And I don't know if you saw Uncle Chael say it, but he was gonna retire, and then they just took too long to get to him. Because obviously they did the face-off and then the Marab thing, and like they took too long, so they were supposed to go off air with Henry Cejudo retiring. But he's seeing Marab there, he's seeing Aljo there, he's seeing Sugar Sean, what he could have. That's still at the cusp. He came back after a 3-year layoff and fought for the title. He's up there.
He could potentially be right there again. Like this guy has lost the championship fight before and come back and won.
Shout out to DJ.
That's hard.
Shout out to
that's
the GOAT.
hard to do.
Shout out to the GOAT, Demetrius Johnson.
So, if anybody can come back from a big loss like this, it's this guy. He's done it before. Marab and him would probably, another heavy wrestling fight, I believe. So.
Ooh, you don't think it goes the Usman-Colby route where they both know that they're really good at wrestling?
You know what? I said that. I was immediately thinking about that. I hope it would go that route.
Mm-hmm.
But you never know. I kind of thought that's what was going to happen with this fight. A little bit.
I mean, he gave Henry like a little.
Yeah.
What would John Anik call it? With a hematoma.
Yeah, a hematoma.
On his
this felt like it was like 50-50 of that because like there were some times where they stood up, they were on their feet for a good bit, and then they
Aljo looked clean. Henry.
I'm not talking about.
Oh, okay.
I'm not talking. I'm talking about the style, the way the fight went.
Sure.
There were times where they stood up for like half a round, and then they'd wrestle for like half a round.
Sure.
Aljo did look clean as fuck, though.
Henry was defensive, but he didn't capitalize in offense. Like that's all I said last week was who was going to be defensive and offensive, and I did not have Aljo. And I'll admit that I sleep on Aljo heavy. That guy.
Everyone sleeps on Aljo, and I get it.
Sugar Sean beats the shit
but he's
out of
good.
him. Sugar Sean pieces him up. Finds his chin. He's funky, until he goes by a guy that's sweeter than him, Sugar Sean with Sugar Bay.
Well,
that's my casual pick. What training camp?
We're only a couple months away from that.
We got Sugar Sean's jiu-jitsu. He's such a good grappler. I'm going with him until he loses for real. And as a casual, I say that because the Cheeto fight he lost, but no. He beat Peter Yan, the number one guy, so he's rightful to get the title shot. Let's go. Are we done? Are we done with this last week's card?
I think we are. We thought for such a mid card, we gave it a good breakdown. Our breakdown's probably more entertaining than the card was.
It's kind of mid.
It was kind of mid.
Can we talk about something that I've thought about really hard since yesterday, but I'm looking so forward to, and that is Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz.
Are you going to buy it? Has that changed?
Do you want to come over to my house and watch it?
I'll be there.
Okay, well, if you're there watching it with me, just know I probably streamed it. Anyways, we don't have to get into that.
Oh man.
I think that this fight says a lot about free agency and it says a lot about what Francis Ngannou is not doing. Can I jump ship on this subject that I just brought up? It is so easy when you're a free agent to get a fight, unless you're demanding too much. If I would have told you 2 years ago, hey, Nate Diaz is going to fight out his contract and he's going to be fighting Jake Paul, you'd be like, huh? And here it is happening. Cole Promotions, most valuable promotions, versus Real Fight Inc. Not versus, but technically. They're both putting on a show in Dallas, I believe, which Diaz fans are going to come out with through the thousands. Jake Paul fans, the people that want to see him lose, the intrigue that is what's going to happen with this influencer boxer kind of thing.
Yeah.
Those two worlds collide. People know that Nate Diaz is a dog, but what can they say about Francis, who had boxing opportunity after MMA, after MMA, after MMA, after MMA opportunity? Like, you don't get signed to the PFL, you don't get re-signed with the UFC, you don't get signed to one championship, you don't have a WC or a WBC boxing fight against Tyson Fury, which you got in the ring for. You did a kind of like a face-off, kind of like, I'm going to fight this guy, was in the ring. And just, what did he do, Kyle?
What has he done?
He's 36, I think, years old. What are you looking for? I've heard some negotiations like his partner can't get paid a significant amount less than him, yada yada. Like,
I mean,
what are you doing? You're talking yourself out of every single negotiation that you have. What are you doing?
There's like two ways you can look at the Francis Ngannou situation.
Sure, you can look at it in a positive light. Everything's going to be okay. Or you can be like, me, and what are you doing?
No, I don't. Not even in that sense. Like, Francis is clearly like, I think Francis is clearly a pretty good dude at his core.
I'd say.
But in this fight game, the business, what is that going to get you? Like, that's just a sad reality of it, is like, you got to promote yourself. And you take the Diaz Paul fight, like, that's two guys that are amazing at promoting themselves.
I'd say.
No matter what you say about Jake Paul, his boxing, his personality, he's done something that's captured enough people to make where he's able to do this and do it at a high earning level. Maybe not a high talent level, but high earning level.
I mean, I sleep Tommy Fury in 3 rounds. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah. So I think it's like, part of me is like, it's good what Francis is trying to do, but he is kind of screwing himself out of a lot of money.
Any money.
Any money, yeah.
Do you have an early prediction for the Jake Paul Nate Diaz?
I'm riding with Nate.
I mean, of
100%.
course, you're always
I'm
going to
not
ride with Nate.
From that.
If we can, I don't want to spend too much time on this little POS. Can we talk about Derek from Better Media?
Dude, what a little jackass.
Go ahead.
When I saw it, like, I didn't see the full clip the first time. I didn't know he worked for Jake.
Yeah.
It was a slimy thing. It sounded like that just screams like, you're just a clout chaser, bro.
God.
And then the apology video.
So for those
posted,
those who don't know, during the Jake Paul Nate Diaz press conference, this guy Derek from Better Media, which is who's that guy from Nightmare Before Christmas? The skinny guy, Jack whatever.
Jack, yes, Jack something.
That's what this kid looks like.
He does. He's
He's like
a frail individual.
He's soaking wet, 100 and something pounds of nothing. He looks like that long neck guy in like the memes and stuff.
Out of all the people we've talked about on this show, that would be the first person I believe you could take.
No, we've talked about a lot of people.
We've only talked about MMA fighters, really, and Jake Paul.
You think I couldn't take Platinum Perry? Anyway, no.
Whoa!
Sorry, Mike. Sorry.
Chill.
No, this kid is delusional. He asked Nate Diaz, "Hey Nate, I'm Derek from Better Sports or Better Media," and he goes, "I'm trying to get on this undercard of you and Jake. I want to fight your brother, Nick. If he's anything like you, I know I'll beat the blank out of him." I don't remember whether he said the S word or the F word, but I'll beat the blank out of him. Nate takes a second, and he goes, "Yo, you're just going to walk the streets about? Like, all my homeboys over here see you. They know what you look like. And you're talking about my brother. You think they're not going to do something about that?" And he goes,
"Yeah.
I am a little bit nervous, yes. And he's like, "Yeah, dumbass motherfucker. What's your name?" "Derek from Better Media." Says it again.
Loud and clear.
So
Dude's
whatever happened to him didn't happen. And then he comes out with this apology video, apologizing to Jake Paul, apologizing to Nate Diaz for the maybe rude comments or the question at the press conference. What does he do, Kyle? What does he do?
He doubles down on the Nick Diaz hate. And you know what? When he says to Nate, if he's anything like you, insinuating that he has no clue what Nick Diaz is about or was about. Like, he doesn't, like, it's almost like, I don't know who this guy is. Who is Nick Diaz?
Yeah.
He's just an early legend of the sport. Like, Nick Diaz taunted GSP mid-fight. GSP,
Anderson Silva, Carlos Condit. The male version of Cyborg. You name it. Like, when he went through Strikeforce. Sorry. I woke up at 4:30 in the morning this morning. We're recording this at night, but I've been up since 4:30, and I couldn't stop thinking about Derek from Better Media and how much of a nightmare it would be. I wasn't even sleeping, and I thought about how much of a nightmare it would be for me with the very little training that I have. In MMA, not even strictly boxing, wrestling, mixed martial arts, how much of a nightmare it would be for me to fight Nick Diaz. Now this guy thinking, I've taken some boxing classes. Whoop, 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 whoop. Kyle, this is another casual alert, and not even from us.
That's the most casual take I've ever seen in my life.
If he's anything like you, I think I would beat the bleep out of him.
Sir.
Nick Diaz off the couch. Off of the couch casuals. Sorry, yes. I didn't want to say the other. Man, just what an idiot. That's all I want to say. Better Media to double down. And then what did he do? He called out Drake at the end of it?
Yeah, something about Drake. Dude is like, I don't know. He thinks he's going to be the next like big media star or something.
The guy's biceps are as big as his wrists. He's got Kermit the Frog arms. Who are you? Let's tag him and have all of our casual fans just roast him.
He's a Ugh.
He's a snake in the grass. He's a
Derek.
weenie. He's Weenie Hut Jr. You
He is Weenie Hut
you
Jr.
call out Nick Diaz when you know he's under contract with the UFC, and they don't really, unless you're Conor McGregor, allow too much outside activity. They don't even want you grappling in like jiu-jitsu tournaments or anything like that. So
Ooh.
your freedom is kind of they host their own, but your freedom is kind of limited when it comes to contracts under the UFC. You think Dana's gonna go let Nick Diaz box
Fight Derek from Better Media.
this preteen bodied casual? Like,
Can we just get Dana to snap him in half?
I feel like
That'd be
Dana.
fun.
I feel like Dana would mess him up.
Dana's so shredded right now.
Dana's 15 years
Dude
younger.
is chat. He
All
really
right,
is.
all right. We're not here to.
All right, yeah.
We're not here to lick balls. Our next topic after this, got Nate. Of course, there are gonna be many more press conferences. I think like 2 or 3 more. We might be able to change. We might change our pick depending on how the momentum. In the face-off when they were like playing, Jake looked a little faster.
He looked a little scared to me.
Ooh.
All that shit was just like pointless. It's a face-off. I don't.
It's
mind.
for sure.
He looked goofy as fuck.
An announcement to all of our friends, fans. Where are we gonna be this Saturday, Kyle?
Just a little old place called Charlotte, North Carolina, for a little UFC fight night. Early on, we're gonna have a little vlog episode early on into the first season of the show, the first year, whatever you want to call it.
I'd say the first stint.
Stint, yeah.
Now, we could be casuals and we could sit on the we could be couch casuals, sit on the couch, watch this from afar, watch the pay-per-views at like a restaurant or something. But we're going.
We're going.
We're going to be there.
It's been a while since I've seen any show. The last one I saw was the one in
All
Greenville.
right. You don't have to brag.
I said Greenville.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I didn't even bring up Atlanta.
I thought you were talking about Atlanta.
No. I was talking about just the last show in general because I know you saw the one in Raleigh, so it's been a while for both of us. The fight nights haven't come around.
I saw Curtis Blades and JDS, and you got to see what you saw. But okay. It's
This for a fight night, I think this is a pretty solid one compared to some of the ones they've put out in the last year. The fight nights have been a little hit or miss, and I think that happens because they're trying to have one so frequently, but sometimes you get a little bit of a dud.
Can we do what we didn't do last week? I don't think we called out Drew Dober last week. Can we call out the main event on the prelims, which is Matt Brown versus Court McGee?
I didn't even know it until today when you said that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't take a full look at the card. That's crazy. Do you think what are the odds we see Matt Brown retire in front of us? That would be intense.
The odds that he wins is a plus 175. I don't know. For all of you sports bettors out there, go to DraftKings.com, promo code CouchCasualsMMA.
CCMMA for short.
CCMMA, DraftKings.com/CCMMA.
Yep.
Matt Brown is a plus 175, so it's not looking too good for him. He's older. Court McGee's younger, yes, but at 170, I wouldn't want to fight Matt Brown at all. He throws elbows. He throws high kicks like
elbows, baby.
Elbows sleeps you.
Go ahead.
This
is a fun one. This is a fun fight night.
It is. You open up the card with Tim the Dirty Bird Means versus Alex Morano. I like Tim. He's getting up there. He's getting up there in age. If we want to do a breakdown fight by fight.
I won't lie. I'm a little less knowledgeable when it comes to some of these.
Casual?
I'm a little more casual. I have seen these guys fight. I've seen Alex Morano fight. I've seen Tim Means fight.
Mm-hmm.
But I've not seen a ton. I don't know if I'd have an opinion here.
So can I ask you, veteran or up and comer?
We're going to go
Three round fight, 170 pounds, veteran or up and comer.
We'll go veteran.
Okay.
We're going to
I
go
got
veteran. Just
I got Alex
fuck it.
Morano.
Fuck it.
Screw your pick. Okay. Carlos Ulberg versus, okay, help me out here. Ihor Potieria
I think you're right.
Potieria? Dude.
Poteria.
Ukraine.
Oh God, I don't know.
Ukraine's getting demolished by Russia right now, so I don't know how strong. No. Sorry, dude. Carlos Ulberg trains with Israel Adesanya.
I like that.
So he's a pretty boy. He's been stopped before. He is a minus 410 favorite.
That's insane.
He's a dude. He cleans house.
I've never seen either of these guys fight. I'm pretty sure of that.
He cleans house.
Well, I'm excited for it. I'm gonna ride with the Adesanya boy.
Oh, I'm going with pretty boy Carlos. I think he's like a model. I'm speaking out of turn, but like he gets a lot of attention when he fights. You said you're on to the next?
Let me just say real quick.
Go ahead.
Yes, I am on to the next.
Okay. Say real quick what?
Mackenzie Dern.
Oh, man. We're going to talk about this?
Leaving the Charlotte card.
She was supposed to be on this card.
Is a travesty.
Hey, Kyle?
Because I like to watch her fight.
What's your favorite thing about Mackenzie Dern?
Everything. You know what? Honestly, my favorite thing about Mackenzie Dern is watching her try to talk with a translator, even though she's born in the United States. That's the best part about it.
I love to fight.
I think that's going to be a good fight. I don't think it's main event worthy, but Angela Hill
is a dog.
She's a dog. Mackenzie Dern.
I saw her fight in Raleigh and win.
Dog. That's a good fight. And I'm pissed. That was one that I was actually particularly excited for, not just because Mackenzie Dern is in it, but that was a good fight. It was a good fight.
I believe you. I'll pretend I believe you for the show.
Please.
So you're sad, boy, huh?
A little sad.
I am too. I feel like we missed out on maybe a banger. Mackenzie Dern isn't the best striker. I'd say she's more of like a grappler, right? Where Angela Hill is coming out and will mount you and ground and pound.
It's potentially not a good matchup for Mackenzie,
but
we'll see.
We'll see. We won't be there, but we'll see.
We won't see it live.
What we will see is the next welterweight bout. Number 15 ranked fighter in the world, Daniel Rodriguez, versus the up-and-comer Ian Machado Gary. The new Conor McGregor. This is
another fun fight. I'm going Gary. I'm going Ian Gary with this fight.
He is a minus 285 favorite.
Oh, he is? I didn't realize he'd be that big of a favorite.
And Daniel Rodriguez, who gets slept on, is
he does.
Plus 240. I think it's minus 100 plus 100. I think it's anybody's fight. They were very respectful on the little embedded clip that I saw today, Ian wise, and then Daniel returned the favor. So I'm willing to see this matchup. I don't think there's any bad blood, with what's going on. But if Ian Gary wins, he either ties or surpasses Conor McGregor for his first 5 or 6 fights. He has 5 or 6 finishes, or 5 or 6 wins rather. So he's like one of the best up-and-coming Irish fighters. A lot is on the line because a lot of eyeballs are on the line because he's the second coming of Conor. Let's see what you can do.
Yeah.
Who you got?
I think that's gonna be a good fight. I'm going Ian Gary.
How does he win? He's gonna knock him out.
I want to say a knockout. I don't know if it'll happen, but I'm gonna just say it just because I hope it happens.
I'm not gonna be too much of a hater on this. I got Daniel Rodriguez. He's top 15 for a reason.
He's good.
Win or lose, He's a dog. I would not allow.
Like I'm not gonna be like you said. No matter who wins this fight, I don't think I'll be surprised. There'll be no shocker here.
I think Daniel Rodriguez has had a tougher road in life than Ian, and what I mean by that
Right.
is I think Daniel has seen some things or has seen some things that Ian is just like not privy to, and that's all.
Yeah.
I'll leave the legalities out of it. I think Daniel Rodriguez is a dog, so I have him.
All right.
On to the co-main event, light heavyweight bout. Anthony Smith versus Johnny Walker. Number 5 versus number 7. Odds are -110 apiece. So this is a pick-me fight. Or pick-em fight.
That's interesting. Um. Okay, man. I think this is gonna be a pretty fun fight.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Walker's always fun to watch, but
Win or
I
lose.
man, this is an incredibly close fight. You know what? We'll go Johnny Walker here. It's gonna be my pick. I like you said, in my head it was close as a toss up. There might be some personal bias leading towards Johnny Walker. Um,
Now, what kind of bias is that, Kyle?
I'm just not a big Anthony
Is
Smith
that a
guy.
is that a BB? Is that a Brazilian bias?
It's not nothing like yours. No, it's a bald bias.
Okay. Well,
No, not really.
if you had a bald bias, you'd definitely go with Anthony. Yo, smile for me. Yo, that's so Anthony Smith like.
Just all the tattoos.
Dude, I got Anthony all
Hey,
day.
Anthony Smith's a great looking guy. Don't get me wrong.
Did you see what he did to Glover in the first round? If he just keeps a pace, if he's able to keep a pace,
Why bring up that fight?
because he's piecing him up. He's such a good striker. I sent you
He
all
is.
I sent you all the highlights earlier. He's elite, and Johnny is wild. Where you have elite and then you have wild striking. Anything can happen with Johnny Walker, a la Paul Craig.
Yeah.
But Anthony Smith, dude, he went 5 rounds with John Jones and got illegally kneed and kept fighting. His resume, he's Randy Orton. He's a legend killer. Went through Shogun, went through Rashad Evans. Like, Johnny Walker is just a pawn in this game. And he's too easily hit. He's been knocked out so many times.
You're probably right.
He's training in SPG Ireland with John Kavanagh. Not with Connor, just John Kavanagh, which is a grappling coach. I want you to know that. Johnny is what? I just said a wild striker. What are you doing? You're from Brazil and you don't know how to grapple? Okay. All right, Johnny. Have fun tripping at the at the face-off weigh-in press conference thing. Anthony Smith all day, every day.
Fair. I like I said, odds on both of these fights. Well, the odds on the last fight don't make sense to me. But the odds on this one make clear sense. I think it's really a close fight. I don't know. I'm going Johnny Walker. That again, I wouldn't be surprised who wins this fight either way.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be a lot of fun though.
It's gonna be a blast, and we're gonna present all of it to you in a different form than this. But on to the main event, because we still have a couple of topics and a couple more minutes left. Jairzinho Rosenstrike versus, how would you pronounce that? It's Brazilian, so is it?
Of course it is.
Jailton Almeida, or let's just say Almeida, just to be safe.
Well, it's definitely Almeida, so we got that part.
Jairzinho Rosenstrike versus Almeida, number 9 versus number 12. What's up?
The fact that we're looking at both of these names and Jairzinho Rosenstrike is the easier of them to pronounce is absurd.
Jalton.
Yeah. It's probably some weird whatever. Almeida.
We don't want to be racist, especially not against
Somebody,
Brazilians, right? Especially not against Brazilians, right? We don't be
no,
racist.
I'm not. Maybe you. I wait. Sorry. Excuse me. Little BB. Someone's going to sleep.
It's definitely gonna be Almeida. Look
Yeah, I
at
think so too.
you. Look how beefy this guy is. As a casual pick, Rosenstrike already has knockout power, so I think he's just looking a little more Derek Lewisy in his picture.
He's looking. He's a hefty man. He's a hefty man. Um, I want to look at Almeida's record. A lot
It's
of.
not looking pretty on the odds. It's really not.
What are the odds? I'm curious.
The odds for Almeida minus 490, and then the odds for Jairzinho is plus 390. So no,
Yeah.
you could make some
Almeida.
serious money if you bet on Jairzinho Rosenstrike.
Wait, what? Hold on.
Swear, I'm looking at it right now. Minus 490 for Jailton.
That sounded good.
Oh,
That
dude.
sounded right.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
I think you're becoming a Brazilian fan.
I like to fight. I like to fight. I like to fight a lot.
Who, who was it that said that? It was I think Evloev said, "I like fight." Um, God, yeah, Rosenstrike. I didn't. That's insane. The odds there.
You're talking about the number 9 is the underdog? You think this guy's just gonna blast through the top 10? Okay, all right. It might be
Well, this is a casual pick, but I've only seen one Almeida fight. And looking at his record, he's not fought anybody big of name, it looks like, unless I'm just very casual. But
Ew.
it's just the couch casuals.
Ew. Late night edition. Okay, can we get off of this?
Yeah, we gotta wrap this up.
I'm gonna send you my memes of the week.
Let's check these memes out, baby.
We've already talked about, dude, poor you, and I wish that you would get to see Mackenzie Dern, but man.
I'm so sad.
So these are mine. I just
focus.
sent them to you.
Dude, I mentioned the tortilla to somebody. That is so funny.
Okay, we'll break them down one by one. I got the first one, which is Jan, which is the pick that I call pick of the week, you said.
That's pick of the week.
Jan Xiaonan, right?
Jan Diaz.
Zhang Weili, you're taking everything I worked for, motherfucker. I want to fight your fucking ass.
Dude. That's a good one. I had not seen that.
With a statement like that, I mean, how do you not do, like we said earlier, how do you not do Zhang versus Yan? Zhang Yan?
I think that's a fun fight.
And then
And
you
that
had
meme just makes me want to see it more.
and then you had my undercover boy. I've always rooted for Bilal.
No, you
always
haven't.
I can't stand Bilal Muhammad. I can't.
He's so boring.
I can't. And this meme, it says it all. Like
He's a falafel.
he's
Falafel Muhammad.
Why? It's like they took him straight out of real life and was just like, hey, we're gonna organize this after Bilal. Okay. So we've established mine, and that's fine. I just had a little quick laugh. Can you elaborate on yours, which I'm showing now?
You know, we covered this pretty good earlier, but CNN, nearly 4 million Americans have been out of work for at least 6 months. And then there's just a picture of old Francis. Where you at, Francis?
You know what he's doing?
Work!
You know what he's doing? It's an old strategy from back in the day. It's called outpricing yourself. You don't come off as scared because you're accepting the fight, but under your own terms. And if you're fighting any of the fights that he's had available, like the Tyson Fury fight, the PFL, the One Championship, the UFC, you're not scared, I get it, but you're outpricing yourself.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I don't know. He's definitely like he's fun, explosive in the cage, but like you're not Connor.
You're not
You're
him.
not
We don't
you're
have to
not
say
him.
names. You're not him.
You're not him.
You're not the guy. You're
You are in the cage, but like that doesn't always bring everything. That's not everything.
you're so talented. You're such a powerhouse, but you can't sell water to a guy stranded in the desert. Like, what are you talking
No.
about?
This is an entertainment business, and I mean I like Francis, but
I like Francis, but what is he doing for himself and his team? When you're talking about the millions of Americans being unemployed, it's not just him. It's his manager. It's his team. It's everybody that like helps him and works for him. And you're talking about overpricing yourself. You're. Let me ask you this: how much of a percentage do they get of his $0?
I'm thinking like a good 27%.
10, 15, spread out about 27% of $0. Now, can I ask you how much?
Zero.
How much are they getting paid of that $0?
Well, if you carry two, I think it rounds out to about zero.
Oh,
I'm not
you're
positive.
being really nice. I think it's negative money because
Yeah.
they're putting money into him. They're still wasting their time. They're still getting paid for what? Why are they around? And we don't have to go in on this, but what are you doing? It's not just you. It's not as a casual, take care of the people around you. You don't have a wife, you don't have kids. You know, what are you doing? Who are you taking care of?
It's a good question. Nobody.
We'll let the fans answer it. Kyle,
Comment below.
it has been a pleasure talking to you
Great time.
on the late night edition of the Couch Casuals. We will be next time you see us, we will be coming to you from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Charlotte, baby.
UFC Fight Night, Jairzinho Rosenstrike versus Almeida. Not gonna butcher his first name. We'll figure it out though.
We'll figure it out.
Jalton,
Jalton. Jalton.
That sounds so Asian.
Yeah, I don't know.
From the Couch Casuals to your couch at home, I'm Robert Dylan Vasquez, and this is my beautiful co-host.
Richard Kyle Diorio.
And we will see you later.